Leprechauns are one of Ireland's most famous mythical creatures that have been part of Irish folklore since the 8th century. And in the spirit of St. Patrick's Day, we went along to meet Ireland's last surviving Leprechaun Whisperer, Kevin Woods.
So the story started 26 years ago. A man called P.J. O'Hare,
Yes.
local publican, heard a scream coming from the mountain. And when he went up, he discovered a whole area of burnt earth. And in the middle of the earth, he found some bones. And he found what he said was a leprechaun suit. And in the pocket of the suit there were 4 gold coins. He brought them down, he showed them to me, he said, "Kevin, I think leprechauns live in the mountain." I said, "PJ, it's a load of rubbish. There's no such thing as leprechauns."
So you did laugh at it initially?
Oh, totally, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, totally.
Which is why you can understand the rest of us kind of being a bit cynical and laughing about it as well.
Of course. But I put it to a test. I said I would prove it to him. I said I'd get hundreds of people on the mountain on one day and we'd search for leprechauns. And I put 4,000 punts up on the mountain under 4 toy leprechauns. And I sold leprechaun hunting licenses at the time for a tenner. And on the day the mountain was black with people, they came with butterfly nets and they came with leprechaun traps. And when they came down, they found nothing, only the 4,000 punts and the 4 toy leprechauns. There you are, says I, PJ. If there was any leprechauns, we would have found them that day. And he died, PJ died some years later. And 2 years after he died, I was fixing a wall out here along the coast. And I found in the wall a little leather purse with 4 gold coins in it. I knew I'd seen them before. They were the same 4 as he had showed me. I took them up the mountain to a place called the Slate Rock, where he said he found the suit. And when I was up there for the first time, I saw 3 leprechauns.
On the same day?
All together, sitting on a rock about that size, talking to each other.
So you actually had a conversation with this leprechaun. And was it a he or a she?
There are no she leprechauns.
Okay.
Bad news, girls. There are only male leprechauns.
As Ireland's only Leprechaun Whisperer, we were intrigued. Why did they choose to appear to Kevin and what did they want?
He asked me, could I get more people to believe? That's one of the reasons why I wrote it all down. And I said I'd do what I could. So I started off with a group of people in Carlingford, and we lobbied for 7 years. We lobbied the EU. And eventually in 2009, we got them protected by the EU under the European Habitats Directive that protects flora, fauna and wild animals. And we got leprechauns added on to it on the grounds they couldn't say whether they were there or they weren't there.
Okay, there's a question mark,
So to be sure, we got the protection order. And ever since, I run the same hunt that I did.
Every year?
Every year since then, on the first day of summertime, every year.
Not quite convinced, we decided to take a good look around Kevin's Leprechaun and Fairy Cavern, starting with the Fairy Tunnel.
And that runs all the way down to Rostrevor in Northern Ireland in the Mourne Mountains, down to the Fairy Glen in Rostrevor.
So we're seeing a hedgehog and an owl and lots of lovely animals here.
If I have children in here, I tell them stories about the fairies and how they lose their wings every 7 days and the animals of the forest take them down on their back. And I ask them to guess how many can come in a hedgehog. One obviously just there on the nose where it's soft. On the other side is the Leprechaun Tunnel. This is where the leprechauns come down here every single morning and the sun comes up in the Mourne Mountains. And they come down through here and they dance around here.
After all that, Kevin shows us the leprechaun suit, which he claims is over 15,000 years old.
And I told you he was about 18 inches tall.
Yes.
And not any smaller than 14 inches.
Yes.
Well, there's his wee jacket.
So the dimensions stack up.
Everything stacks up, yeah, and it's woven from mammoth hair. I'll just build them up there for you and show you the size of them, will I?
Yes, absolutely. Let's see the whole
there
suit
he
together.
is. And there's his wee jacket there. His wee waistcoat.
Little waistcoat.
Yeah, red.
Okay. And is this their typical costume?
Oh yes, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they all wear this?
They all wear greens and reds, yeah.
Okay.
But remember, it's in the image that you see them.
Of course.
Yeah. So there's his wee trousers. And leprechauns wear 2 types of shoes. They're all shoemakers. And they wear brogues when they're working. And the reason why they're shoemakers is because they're constantly dancing. And they use these particular shoes when they're dancing with the fairies. You can feel them there.
Ah, look. So they have to change them because they wear them out.
And then the highlight of the day for me was when Kevin put me to the test to see if I have what it takes to become Ireland's next Leprechaun Whisperer.
I'm going to put this hat on your head.
Okay.
Everyone must stay quiet. You mustn't speak till I ask you the question. And when I do, the question will be, can you feel the heat coming from underneath the hat?
Okay.
Okay. And if you do, then after I'm gone, you'll hear the word driocht. Ascairga, the word for magic. And the spirit will appear to you in a form that you're happy with.
Okay.
Maybe a leprechaun if that's what you want. It could be an angel. Yeah. Don't say a word now. Anything.
No.
I'm going to move it just a wee bit.
Okay.
No.
Nothing.
No. I think you have other gifts. You have
I failed your test.
No, you didn't. You have enough gifts to carry you through.
As you can tell, I was very disappointed and surprised to realise I didn't have the gift. But after all, whether you're a believer or an utter cynic, the one conclusion I left Carlingford with was that sometimes a little escape from reality does us no harm at all.